Akbar Jahim. Akbar Jahim. Fiery Inferno. We did not have Shadim Sharid. Not Green Paradise. Okay, we got Akbar Jahim. Fiery Inferno. Or Red Inferno, I think, the translation. For those that don't know what that saying is, that I said at the beginning of most stream, as far as the saying, that's from the movie Dune. Dune 2 to be exact. Shadim Sharid. I'm sure I butchered the pronunciation, but that's for Green Paradise. And then Akbar Jahim is the opposite. Alright, let's get right into it. It was an ugly week. One that killed any chance that the professional want to close the quarter on a positive note. Yes, we still have one more day for the quarter. And this week is, of course, quarter end, window dressing. I used to be in the business, and I understand what the quarter mean. Okay, it's for those that manage money, right? You don't meet with client on a monthly basis. You meet with clients to show the numbers, to show the result, to discuss the results every quarter. So it is important to have a good quarters, or at least a positive quarters compared to whatever benchmark you have. And I felt during the week that we have too much of a deficit to catch up. All right, let's talk Bitcoin. Basically, a whole lot of nothing. Okay, it ended the week basically where it was a little bit lower than what it was a Friday before, right? Because the Friday before was right here. It was, let's see, 84-ish, and well, we closed just under 84, so give or take, it's about the same. Not much to say, right? Not low enough to buy, not high enough to sell. MicroStrategy. I trimmed during the week twice, and appreciate that for sure. When it was pumping up here, yeah. Now, did I buy? No. As you can see, I have the alert set right there at the 61.8 fib. Yes, that's where my order is. I would buy there. I would buy at the 200 MA for sure. It has risen slowly up to 243-ish, 244. If I were to sell put spread, it would be somewhere 240 and below. Okay, so on further, if there is weakness into the 61.8 fib, there will be juice at 240 and below. I will sell one or two put spread down there, but I would start to buy back some share here and no doubt load it up back down there, right? So that's the game. All right, let's talk the major indices. Oh boy. That was ugly. Okay, this right here. Oh my goodness. That this was last Friday. Where was last Friday? Right here. Okay, that was last Friday. And then yesterday, filled the gap and a whole lot more. Almost got to the low of last Friday, right? So yeah, it's ugly. Um, is there anything to say that's good? Okay, first of all, you get the 20 crossing the 200. Not good. Not good at all. To be honest, I don't even care that the black swan or whatever you want to call, the 20 crossing the 200 is. I have been saying this for a long time. By a long time, I mean for months. That we are heading into a recession. If not already in a recession, I believe that we are in a recession already. And there is no such thing as a healthy stock market in a recession. The stock market always bottom during a recession and come out of and go a lot stronger than the economy is. So the economy, for those that remember, we were in deep poo-poo back in 2009, right? As far as the recession, I mean, the housing market was in turmoil, bankruptcy with Lehman Brothers, Bear Stearns, you name it, all kind of nonsense. The stock market bottomed March of 2009. The economy was in trouble all the way through 2010. So it bottomed in March 2009. So yeah, what's going on right now could be a repeat of 2008. Okay, we're at the start. A lot of people on Main Street, people already have felt the pain the last 6 months. Okay, there is a reason, there is a shift in how the common working people feel, because it has been 2024 was a very tough year for a lot of people already. That's why I said we are already in a recession. Whatever the economic data that the Fed have been throwing out there as far as a healthy economy, good job numbers, plenty of job openings, I don't know where they got that number from, but we are in a recession. So as far as, sure, if you want to focus on the 20 crossing the 200 as a bearish sign, sure. But I have been on the bearish sign for a long time that say that the lower we go. Would I buy into any of this? No. Would I short? Yeah. I mean, I would love to see a bounce to short. Okay. Where would I do a short? I might do a short up here. A bear spread. If it bounced for whatever reason into the fourth, I was waiting. When it was doing this, for those that remember, I did some bear spread on SPY and QQQ and got it right. All right, so let's look at that. Yeah, I was looking for it to get up to here, at least up to here, right? If the SPY got anywhere above 581, I would look to start aiming for a bear spread again, because wherever the 50 MA is coming down to, I think that's a good spot, right? Look, as far as the SPY, it has crossed the 20, has crossed the 200 since last Friday. So if you buy into the SPY, you got your rug pull. Will it see ref low? Yeah. Would I buy into ref low? No. Not at all. Not a chance. Okay. Now, what is this purple line? What is this purple line? That used to be like a channel, right? But It violated the channel here. So we'll see when it get down there. We'll see how it behaves. I'm gonna take this. This alert is way too high up there. That alert was set a long time ago. That's basically 52-week low right there. But for now, not low enough to buy and certainly not high enough to short. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna put in an alert right here so that I know that it at the fib. There you go. Now I know. QQQ. I got my alert set at ref low. It almost got there, and I wouldn't be surprised if it get there. If it get there, I might buy some QQQ. I might. Okay, I'm not saying I will. I'm more inclined to do some kind of bear spread down here at the next ref low. But yeah, this is not good. Okay, it's not good. It's not healthy. It's not bullish. I don't care what narrative you want the bull want to spin. That no. IWM. Oof. Just voila. Zero return. Okay, 0% return over the past year. Look at this thing. Yeah. Ugly. So ugly. About 3-year chart. Yeah. But this is it. Hold the line. Look. IWM, the small cap, prior to last year, was in a dark house for the previous 2 years, right? Dark house. And then it broke out. It broke out of the dark house, and then it ran. And then it come back down to the key support here. So this is it. Okay, this is it on IWM. I thought about it, and I'm just like, nah, back here. A couple weeks ago, I talked about, well, maybe I will go long on IWM, and I am glad I did not, because that would have been dead money. No need to be in here. None. Tesla. Tesla. Held up better than most Max 7. Have a day that was not so ugly yesterday. Now, what to do? For me, nothing. Not low enough to buy, not high enough to sell. But if you have it, I would say, if you have it, at least trim at the 200. Yeah. If you want to buy, maybe gap fill, right? There's a gap fill here at like 250-ish. If it fill the gap, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put an alert. At 250, so that I know, and I'm sure it will fire up fairly quickly. Right there. When that alert go off, then maybe I'll look to sell some kind of bear spread down here in 225-ish. But yeah, it's dicey. But it performed okay for the week, just as Apple. Apple, fare better than other Max 7, right? Because look at last Friday. It basically came back to where it was the Friday before, right? So basically, a whole lot of nothing. Nothing to be bullish about, okay? I got my alert set for ref low. Amazon. Not low enough to buy. It filled the gap, but not low enough yet. Would I buy Amazon at ref low? Once this alert get off, okay, then I would likely sell put spread, say in the 185, But for now, yeah, it's gonna be a common theme for a lot of these stocks. Okay, it's just like Google. I got my alert set, fill the gap, and I will buy a few share, sell put spread down here at 145 and below. What a beating, right? Google has come down 25%. Is it type of 25%? No. Yeah. Yeah. Give or take. Okay, over 20%. Google has been in a nasty move. Worse than this move here. This move here, it has come down much more in about the same time frame. A little bit less, a couple days, maybe a week less than this down move here, but yeah. Just fill the gap and I'll be in. Meta, I did buy a few shares. But still, way less than what I had on the way up here. That was a great trim on this move here. I was glad to be out of all of my trading share, and finally I'm buying them back, so it's okay. Would I buy more? Yes. Small. Keep buying small. Is that the 200? Can it violate it? Yeah. Where next? Okay. My next buy is way down here. But well, I have one order at 562, and then more order at 550. Okay, so there's a bunch of orders there, but much lower. I would not have any problem adding Meta down here, or even down here. But no rush to do anything. Buy small. That's the best advice I can give. Buy small. Nvidia, nothing to be bullish here. Yeah. I have a very small position. Okay, the bloom is off this stock. Make it no mistake. Okay, if you the AI bloom is, and I said this for those that remember. I said this a year ago. Okay, a year ago, I said this a few times where I said this is the hardware boom will end because they need to buy all these things, but then they need the software to catch up. So the hardware boom, like I said, go back 10 months, you haven't done much or anything. Okay, sure, it's a fairly wide range, but if you bought Nvidia anytime in the past 10 months, you're more likely to be even than enjoying the big boom, right? The big boom is look 3-year chart. Okay, yeah, we are no longer in a bull run. Okay, it's I trade technology stocks since 2000, so over 20 years, and these big tech trends don't last 10 years. They don't. They last 2 or 3 years, and then they plateau out, and that's what happened. That's what happened. Netflix, not low enough to buy, but I'm watching. I'm gonna set an alert right here to know that it has got to the fib/100 MA alert. Not that I will buy there, but we'll see. Would I buy down here? Yeah, at ref low, yeah. 850, yeah. But I'm waiting for the 200. That's the spot, okay? That's the spot. The 200 will be rising into the 61.8 fib in about 2 weeks or so, okay? By mid-April, by tax payday, I think you're gonna see that kind of confluence, and if it come down hard into that, then yeah, I like it down there in 2 or 3 weeks. Okay. Did I do all Mac 7? I did Google, Tesla, Nvidia. Yeah, I think I did more. Let's touch about other big tech. What would I do here with IBM? Nothing. Okay, I'm watching it. I got my alert set for Reflow. As bad as yesterday was, as bad as the entire week was, it's for many stock, it's back to where it was last Friday. So it's, you know, if it was for those last Friday, the stream was terrible. The streaming software messed up, and the visual did not work. It was dumb enough that it froze on a screen that make no sense. But for those that listened to the stream last week, I said not low enough to buy, not high enough to sell on many charts. Guess what? Same thing this week. Why? We're back to where we were. See, look, Netflix was here last Friday, this Friday, same, about the same. So yeah, nothing has changed. Adobe, same thing. Look, last Friday, we're here. This Friday, we're here. So, same theme. Let's talk about Big Pharma. I actually bought a few shares, sold a couple of put spread. Yeah, it's finally got back. Not a lot, okay, very tiny amount, but would I buy more if it come back to the 190, 197? Yeah, no rush, okay, no rush. I'm more inclined to wait until it get down to 187, but the 3 or 4 put spread I sold works. Vertex coming down, no rush, okay, come on down. It was a great run for those that happened to get in. I got out here, and then I had a few more shares that I sold up here. I didn't get the all-time high, but I think the highest I got was like 502 or something like that on this last pop. I fully exit up here, but for now, let it come down to the 200 MA. Okay, it's what a wonderful run for those that got in. If you got in below 400, congratulations. You got yourself a 25% move in 2 months. All right, so that was a gift. JSK, I have been out. I'm waiting. If it get down to, I'm gonna set an alert right here. I'm not gonna be in a hurry to get back. Okay, not a hurry. But if that alert go off, then I might do some kind of put play at 35. But would I buy at 35? Yeah. Would I buy at the gap fill? Absolutely. Come down to 35? Absolutely. I would buy at 35, and I would buy a whole lot more below 34 into this gray zone. Yeah. But this gray zone down here is a very good area to buy, going back many years. Okay, see, look, if you remove this anomaly right here, right, and then you buy, there was 3 times you buy. If you buy it here, make money, buy here, make money, buy here, make money, buy here, make money, right? And in all of those times, yeah, you can make money. And then of course you get the big run, and then boom, it's back. So come on down. Other big biotech, I didn't do anything here. Would I add down here? Yes. If Argenex come down to the 200 MA, I will add for sure. Would I trim more? Okay, I was adding here. I trim last. I did trim a little bit to be disciplined, and then for now, not low enough to buy, not high enough to trim. I got out completely on Alnilam. That was a great gift. I got out, of course, up here, and then it run even more. So for those that got above 300, congratulations. I think my best was 284, 287. 287 was the highest sell that I got. What a gift. What a gift that was, right? I was accumulating the share here, and then boom, we got the good news, drug approval, and it boom, and now come back. Now would I buy at 255? Yeah, coming down to 255. I would restock down to 231. So for now, I'm gonna put an alert at 255, 250 right here, give or take. MDGL, Madrigal. I was tempted to add more share. I add share down here, of course. So I'm watching. Okay, I'm not jumping in yet, but I want to put in an alert down here because that means that it's yeah. If I put in an alert right here, then I know that it is down there. Okay, it's heading below support basically. All right, let's move on. Okay, now I did buy into the financial a little bit, Goldman Sachs, a couple times actually. It was a wise move to trim for those that was disciplined. That was a gift to trim into the 100 MA, right? Back at the 200, yeah. Would I buy more down here? Yes. Okay. So for now, I did add a few shares yesterday. I buy more down there. The one I really wanted, which didn't come down enough, is of course Visa. It came down. Key support is holding. Should it break? 100 MA, 61.8 fib, ref low. This confluence right here. When you have 3 TA lining up in the same spot, oh yeah. So I have an order at 327, 326. Let's go. Come on down. I will add AXP. Would I buy down here? Yeah. Ref low. 61.8 fib. I might. Okay, it's getting close. It was getting close. I was eyeing 261. 261.59. Okay, that's the area. So in fact, I'm gonna put in an alert. Put that in. Wouldn't be surprised if that light up. If that light up, maybe a put spread at 250 and below. But yeah, wouldn't mind that at all. Morgan Stanley, yeah, ugly. Okay, this is. I was looking at either buy Goldman Sachs because Morgan Stanley mirror Goldman Sachs a lot, but it didn't get into the 100, and it certainly is at the 200 right now. Would I buy? Yeah, I'd rather buy Goldman Sachs, but not a bad spot to buy. Certainly, I would buy at the 109. Reflow. KRE, back in the zone to buy. For those that are looking to add to KRE, this is it. This is the spot. Okay, if you want to do the put spread game, do it below 54. Okay, I would say do 53. There is juice. Okay, there is juice. I was looking at that, but I'm gonna wait until Monday to do it. There's juice. Let's see, 53. Yeah. If you do 54, wow, this is hard to tell, but there is juice for like a naked one. Okay, you might get 14-15 cents or 53. I wouldn't mind owning 100 shares at 53 and below. Would not mind at all. No need to chase here. Let's move on. We did the banks. Let's talk about energy. USO. I have no idea why it is even in the mid 70s. None. Okay. I said this before. It makes no sense to be in the 80 and above. It should be in the low 70s or below. So right now it is rising into nonsense. And if you have it, to me it's not high enough to short. Where would I short? I would consider up here. Okay. Once it fill the gap up here, then I will watch for potentially shorting at 78-ish, right? I close my short. Now when I do short, I do with the either the bear spread or SCO. I got out on SCO on this move here on my short, so I'm glad I did a bear spread here, right? I did a bear spread. Well, I did a bull spread on a bear ETF. It was 15-19 bear spread that paid off. Right now, middle of nowhere. Now the one I did do a couple of bear spread is CVX. So let's see. I got basically to the end of April and the first week of May. One was 165, 155. The other one was 167.5, 157.5. So that could yield something decent. Now, would I close out the spread if I see anything at 160-ish? Yeah, I'm not gonna be greedy and waste any in the next 3 weeks. If I see a move to 160 and below, I will close at least one of them out. I got plenty of time. But if they get to 155, I will close both. Okay, I will close both if I see 155. There will be a no-brainer because that would be like max gain, right? Other energy, Oxy, ExxonMobil has come back. ExxonMobil has done the move that CVX has done from the bottom, but it's nowhere near the level of insanity that CVX is, 52-week high. Okay, ExxonMobil, no, not high enough to short, not yet. Halliburton, I have ordered in to buy below 25 to add, so it's waiting. Schlumberger, I'm not adding. I'm more inclined to, I have a small holding, but I'm more inclined to add to Halliburton than Schlumberger. I've thought about trimming when I get there, but I'm just like, it's small enough position that I don't mind holding. MDU, I have ordered to buy but it's at 60.6. I got a bunch of order in at 16.6. Like every time it come below 16.6, I hit buy. To be exact, it was 16.58. It was real close, real close. The low yesterday was 16.61, so it didn't trigger, but the order is at 16.58, and I have even lower. Okay, I got a lot of order below, and I think it's a good time. No rush to add big, okay, because I do think there is time. It's not like MDU is gonna come out with some kind of bullish run as far as fundamental, okay? Not yet. Drill baby drill hasn't really taken hold yet, okay? If take hold, okay? That's a big if, but I am betting that it might, it will. It's more than 50-50 that drill baby drill will give them more business in the coming year or two. Alrighty, let's move on to the last sector. Go baby, go! Once again, I've been saying for a while, you have not heard me say trim gold anytime. Can anyone remember me saying trim gold? Going back the last year, I bet you probably haven't heard much. One of the wiser things that I did the past 12 months was saying no to trim, let it run. If anything, bought, right? The last time I bought gold was here. That was a gift. This was a gift right here. This was a gift to add to the gold. And since then, a beauty. Okay, a beauty. GDX, I did trim. Wow, I didn't trim. I sell cover calls. It's been 3 weeks in a row that I sold cover calls. Okay, so I thought I had cover calls. 2 weeks ago, I had cover calls at 46, and then that expired. I sold 47. That expires. So this week I sold 48, but I'm gonna raise my stop. I'm gonna put in a stop right here at 40. I'm gonna raise a stop on a third of my share right there, 43.84. I'm raising it because it was at the 20. It was riding the 20, right? It's where my stop was, but now it's too much gain. Too much gain, especially when I was buying them down here. Okay, especially down here when you're buying below 40. I was buying them 38. Yeah, too much gain. 10% gain. I'm not giving up. You know, most of those shares was bought here on the assignment. Okay, I was selling naked puts at 40, and they're assigned on this move down here. So yeah. It's silver. I have not trimmed anything. I turned bullish on silver for quite some time. Going back, I would say 3-4 months. Yeah. And I have not sell anything. I have not added to any. This is where I accumulate most of the share. Right here. The last time was here. When it touched the 50, I had an order in to double up what I bought down here. That was it. And I'm watching, okay, for 52-week high to see if it's worth trimming. The answer is yes. Okay, I have not trimmed gold, but when it comes to silver, I might trim some at 31.8 and above. Okay, so for now I'm watching, and that's it.